Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today, we're going to talk about collecting, about goals. We're gonna share some cards that I've acquired over the last couple months. We're going to talk about MagicCon and some of the cards I picked up there, and we're going to talk about some different ways to store cards, as well as how to purchase some collections and that kind of stuff. I'm always buying collections at KitchenTableTCG@gmail.com if you're interested in that. This video I really want to hone in. I don't like doing videos that's just like showing stuff off, but it is fun for me to share things that I've picked up, and it gives me some content to make too. So this is the Black Lotus I picked up earlier at the end of last year. If you guys remember, in 2023, my goal was to get a Black Lotus. That was my goal in the collecting side of my life, and I acquired it and I got it, and it was a lot of fun to pick it up and get it. This was the second piece of power that I had ever owned. I had traded a long time ago. I had traded for a time walk here. And so I had two pieces of power, and kind of going into this year on the podcast, I kind of set a goal for my 2024 was to complete the Power 9 set. And so I want to talk about that because I did it. I finished the set at MagicCon and in a trade this week. I want to talk about that. And then I want to talk about some other things in collection buying. So first and foremost, let's get into what I did at MagicCon. I brought a bunch of cards that I picked up in the end of 2023, early 2024. Brought a bunch of cards. We're talking, some Gaia's Cradles, some revised dual lands, some a whole plethora, probably 50, 60 cards with me to MagicCon with the intention of trading them into Power 9. I don't get a ton of Power 9 traded in, and it's something that I've always wanted to do and complete a collection. So I actually picked up and traded that stuff in to different vendors and stuff for some Power 9. So I got this sweet Ancestral Recall. The price on the bottom is around the value that it was. I forgot that I put those on there. Whatever. That's around the value that things were valued at. So sweet Mox Jet. We got the Mox Sapphire. Gosh, these cards are beautiful. Dan Frazier was there doing was he there? I think he was there doing autographs. I didn't get much stuff autographed. I did get something autographed. I'll show you that in a second. Mox Emerald. So I picked up these and traded for this stuff because I don't see this a whole lot. This is not stuff that I see come in or anything like that a whole lot. And so it's things that I wanted to pick up and get. And it made sense for me to trade a good number of cards for power that I just, finishing my goal. And so I wanted to say this, that sometimes it makes sense to just skip the whole process of selling things on eBay and trading things in. Even me as a vendor, somebody who has the time to list things on eBay and has the time to sell stuff and move product and whatever, sometimes it's better just to trade things. And that's something I don't want to get lost in this world, because if you want something, sometimes it's better to just trade for and acquire it rather than paying the fees and doing all the shipping and taking all the risk and that kind of stuff. And Magic Fest was a great opportunity to do that. I also picked up, these are really cool, these Ponder promos. Oh man, I just thought these were super cool. So I bought some stuff at the merch booth. These are really, I'm a big fan of the card Ponder just because of, it used to be, I don't think it's really a staple anymore in Pauper. It used to be such a good Pauper card, but I picked those up. I also traded for a library just because it's a library and it's freaking cool. And then the coolest thing is, check this out. I got one of my BGS 9.5 Demonic Tutors graded by Douglas Schuler. I thought that was pretty cool. Seeing the, at MagicCon, seeing the vendors and that kind of stuff was, or the artist was really cool. And that was their tables were completely packed. And so this was one of those little commemorative things. I just had them sign the slab, commemorative things that I think was a really cool thing to pick up, and it'll remind me of MagicCon forever. And then the last thing kind of I traded for at MagicCon was an Alpha Demonic Tutor, and I didn't go in looking for this or wanting this, but it's just something that I had some artist proof things that I don't really collect, and I was like, what do I want from this vendor? And I picked up an Alpha Demonic Tutor because it's a freaking cool card. Alpha, I know, it's cool to have Alpha. And then the Counterspell promos. So I want to get into, so I upgraded this time walk. What do I want to do? Yeah, this is where I want to go. So then that was at MagicCon. That was I figured out at MagicCon and got at MagicCon. I just wanted to highlight, I didn't want to take the time to list and sell all these Magic cards on eBay and, you know, through TCG Player or whatever. So trading them was a good secondary option. And I honestly think the value that I got at the end of the day, after fees and shipping and even purchasing other cards, I moved laterally to what is Power 9, which is a big win for me in my personal collecting. So whenever you're doing this stuff, if you buy, sell, trade, whether you're doing, you know, old cards, new cards, whatever, remember that there's other options other than just selling things. You can trade things. You can move things into things that you want more, you know, that you would rather have. And it's fun. I think I really enjoy that element and that side of this hobby, of seeing something that I have and saying, how do I turn that into something that I rather have or I want more? And I don't know, being a goal-oriented person, I'm very goal-oriented. So setting this goal of getting the Power 9 this year was really encouraging for me to actually move through a bunch of the stuff that I just had piled up, that I had not taken the time to list and spend that kind of stuff. So, all right, let's get into today's transactions. I did another trade or purchase. I think this is a mixture. This is an old time walk I had, and I wanted to upgrade it. And so I upgraded a time walk, and I picked up the Mox Pearl I was missing and picked up a time twister. So let's talk about storage real quick. BGS slabs are inherently not very durable, and you really will get a lot of scratches on BGS slabs. So they make these things. Ultra Pro makes these little graded card sleeves, so you can get a sleeve for your graded card, everybody. You know, there's ultimate protection. You know what? The only thing they need now is a sleeve for the sleeve of your graded card. Anyway, picked up this Time Twister. This is one of the more difficult cards to get in the Power 9. This is the you know, upper tier of the Power 9. Absolutely beautiful BGS 7. It matches the 8. I know it's on an 8. I don't think I'm gonna care. Somebody, I messaged them. I was like, hey, I finished my set, because we were talking about it, and they were like, well, now you need to get a beta set. And I was like, I don't know, man. I think I'm just happy having an unlimited set. I think I can just, for a while at least, this isn't my accomplished goal, and I'm pretty excited about that. So BGS 7, you know, to me, the graded or not graded doesn't really matter for this, in my opinion. It's cool to have and know it's real and whatever, but I just wanted the full Power 9 set, which brings me into, how do you store these things if you're not going to grade them? And you may have noticed I put these, you know, the ones I picked up at MagicCon in these top loader things. These are Pro molds. I prefer this brand over the Ultra Pro one, the Pro Mold 20 point. They make a couple of different versions of these. The ones that are built for penny sleeves are the ones that you want. That's what these ones are. They use penny sleeves. The ones that, like Ultra Pro, the ones that I see most of the time, they use perfect fits, like, or you don't have a sleeve in it. And I don't like those, because you don't want to put high-end cards into perfect fits unless you're using them in decks and that kind of stuff. That's different. But from a collecting standpoint, you want to avoid perfect fits for your cards, because when you sleeve a card in a perfect fit, you oftentimes will give it an additional corner damage. But cards that I'm not going to get graded, I've been storing in these Ultra Pro or Pro Mold things. Now, I would not recommend doing this for like long-term, you know, storage that's in a locker, or, you know, in a box and stuff like that. I would use a graded card, like submission card, card saver 1 or that kind of thing. But if you're displaying them, or you're going to be handling them, or you're going to be looking at them, or, you know, putting them somewhere, I really like these, and they work pretty well. So I'm actually going to show you the Mox Pearl, and we're going to put that in there just to show you guys what the difference is. So this is a Mox Pearl, one of the cheaper of the Power 9, the lower end. This one's kind of beat up in the back. Again, I just wanted a set. I wasn't really that concerned about, you know, quality. Obviously, I tried to get the best version of everything that I could with what I had and what I wanted to spend and whatever. But at the end of the day, what I really wanted was just to be able to say that I finished my goal of collecting the Power 9 this year. And so that just works like that. And so what I then do to avoid, one of the big things that people don't like about these is if you drop them, the card can come out. And so what I do is I get these other sleeves. They're I don't think I have any here. And this is what we actually ship our cards in, not these things, but just these little the little sleeves. We use them in our shipping process. So that just keeps the card all together, and, you know, whatever. That way, if it drops or whatever, it doesn't open up. So yeah, Those are the pro molds. Pretty cool. They're very clear. Pretty awesome. All right, there's the mocks. And then the time walk. I'm upgrading. So he had one, and this one is pretty beat up. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I was thinking about maybe running a pretty big CDH tournament. I know you can't play Time Walk in Commander or whatever, but I was going to run a pretty big CDH tournament maybe someday and use this Time Walk as prize support. This was the first piece of power I ever got. Pretty cool. But we're upgrading the Time Walk into a slightly better, not incredibly better condition. It's much better condition. It's a much better card. There's a little bit of a nick on the top left, but much better condition card. We're upgrading the Time Walk in the collection to that. Okay, so that's the Magic stuff, and I just wanted to share the big thing I wanted you guys to walk away from it. You know, I like to try to give you something other than just hey, look at my collection here. Is accomplishing this has been so much fun for me. Picking up and trading and negotiating, and it's almost a little bit of a piece of the hobby to trade and to have the conversations and to pursue these cards was a ton of fun for me. And whether or not, you know, this is within your range, this was not within my range ever until, like, you know, starting the business and, you know, pursuing and really, you know, making this a full-time thing. This was never something that I could do. And once I realized that, hey, this is something that I could do, setting that as a goal was really, really fun for me to be able to pick it up and to do it and to acquire it and to negotiate and trade and the back and forth and the interactions in the community. It's just a lot of fun. And so whether it's this size thing, which, you know, people collect way more expensive stuff than this, right? Like the total value of this is probably the value of a nice beta Lotus, right? Like, so it's not like this isn't super amazing. It's cool. It's amazing for me. But you can set your goal wherever you want it to be and set a goal for your collecting and pursue it, because that makes it so much more fun. And you know, if you can't afford, like I couldn't afford to just buy this stuff, right? Like I had to figure out how to trade lower value cards up to get the stuff. And it's just fun. It's just a fun experience to do it. So let that be some thought for you. And let me know what you think about all that in the comment section. This is a Pokemon collection. We're at 12 minutes in the video. I went a little bit long, so I think we're going to skip the Pokemon side because it's going to make it too long. But I hope you have yourself a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to the people around you. Let me know what your collection goals are going to be in the comment section if you think through that. Otherwise, just have a great day. Remember that this is all just cardboard. It's all just fun and games. It all goes away at the end. You don't get to take any of this stuff with you when you die. And it's just fun. And it's just a fun thing to do. So have yourself a great day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.